My bees are awake early this year. Not surprising, it's really warm today.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Tomorrow is said to be cloudy again.
Cloudy and a little colder, but no precipitation. Jaden invited me to a picnic with his family.
Wow, that has to be your third date with him. You know what they say about third dates.
Yes, and I hear you're meeting with Mayor Von Hinton again tomorrow to talk some more about that porn movie of hers. That's your third date as well, isn't it? So are you two going to reenact parts of her script in real life?
Shut up.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming you. I may not be into women, but I know a MILF when I see one, and Charmaine definitely doesn't qualify, so I'm glad that you moved on from her at least.
They still have no idea that it was Charmaine who turned him into a vampire in the first place. No wonder I often feel like a character in a TV show, because nowhere else would he be able to keep this a secret from them for so long.
I'm going for a walk with Bitch. You two keep arguing. Anything that reinforces the negative vibes of this place. I'm so proud of you.
Who says I've moved on from Charmaine to be with someone else? Me, committing myself to just one partner? Sure, when hell freezes over, the universe starts retracting, and time stops.
So you admit that you're into the mayor now?
I didn't say that.
You didn't deny it either.
Like you didn't deny that you're into Jaden.
We're just going to have a picnic, that's all. The weather is perfect for it.
And for some spring fever too.
Pampilia Popescu. I didn't raid your vault when I had the chance, so you owe me some entertainment. Selena Quellman, did you think you could get away with making me wait forever for the new season of your show? No. You? I've never seen you before. Take this. Oof, it's getting cold up here. Enjoy your lives while you can, little fuckers, because if it wasn't for Mother Nature actively trying to give me hypothermia, you would be in a lot more trouble now. Well, now she's actively trying to get me killed. There should be a law forbidding slippery ice on rooftops.
Are you okay?
Tiamo, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at work?
Technically yes, but today's open-air concert that I was supposed to review had to be cancelled for obvious reasons. Now I wonder if there's any particular reason you're trying to freeze the entire town solid. Weren't you happy about your bees being awake just yesterday?
You see that the weather is going crazy, and your first thought is to blame me? That's my boy. But no, for once I have nothing to do with this.
Strange. It's not like today's weather forecast was especially great, but no one said anything about a blizzard either. It's the last day of February, not April.
Since when do you care? Vampires don't get cold. That brand name coat of yours was a total waste of money.
I'm trying to blend in with the mortal crowd. Speaking of which, Willie is at the Bell's house again, right?
I think so. Why?
She's not going anywhere in this weather, so let's hope they have an extra bed.
Who's ready for my famous hamburger cake?
I think I can handle one more.
Oh dear, it's not that I don't want it, but I'm still full from your chocolate cake.
Well, that's one good thing about this terrible weather. We can't have our picnic at the park, but at least I get to spoil you all with my sweets.
Keep them coming, Evelyn. If you hear a loud crack later, that won't be thunder, it will be the kids exploding like supernovas.
What is a supernova?
Something your dear Aunt Elise made up to scare you.
Ignore your mother. Astronomy is my field of work, not hers. A supernova is the death of a star, basically.
Like it will because brother died?
Not that kind of star, the ones you see in the sky at night. They explode in a giant fireball, leaving behind anything from a white dwarf to a black hole, depending on their size and mass.
What is a black hole?
The thing inside Mr. Sanders' head that's eating his brain and causing him to talk so much bullshit in class.
That's not a nice thing to say about your teacher, Jacob Aiden.
It's also not nice of you to call me Jacob Aiden. If you want me to listen, call me Jaden, like everybody else.
You don't listen to me either way, so why does it matter?
How do you know so much about stars, Wilbica? It's not exactly an easy topic.
Well, I guess I'm just a very smart girl. Much smarter than other kids my age, I dare say. School is so boring, my teachers barely manage to keep me entertained for 30 minutes.
I know the feeling. It's a curse as much as a blessing.
Any tips on how to deal with it? I think I'd be better off in Brightchester, don't you agree?
You mean at the University of Brightchester? That's ambitious. But I think you should take smaller steps for now.
This cake was delicious. When does Dad come home? He should try it too.
Any second now.
Oh God, Aaron. Close the door before we all freeze to death.
You don't say. A woman called today because of some creepy stalker watching her through the kitchen window. When I came to arrest the guy, instead of chasing him as usual, I had to get him out of his shoes that were frozen to the ground. Can't believe it's almost springtime.
Yeah, February is to winter what Friday is to my school week. You think it's finally over, but then the powers that be decide to torture you one last time before letting you go.
Well, if it keeps snowing like this, we may not even have to go back to school anytime soon.
Ouch! Today is not my day. I wonder if that was the mayor.
Is it normal that I'm always hungry, but feel sick whenever I see food?
Absolutely. As long as you're still half mortal and half undead, your human needs will clash with your vampiric ones. But that will go away in a few days, and I can see your immunity to extreme temperatures has already kicked in.
You're right. I didn't even think of putting on a jacket before coming here.
You don't look like the mayor.
Oh, Mum, this is my friend Nate.
Nate? The name sounds familiar.
Nathan Knudsen. Tiamo and I went to university together.
Now I remember. Yes, my son has told me everything about you. You're that weirdo who invented peaches because you couldn't handle a fruit that looked like a peach with the skin of an apple and had never heard of nectarines before. Can I offer you anything? Tea perhaps, some cake, or an peach?
Actually, Nate doesn't consume any more human food. He's in the process of turning into a vampire.
And I was in the process of sleeping. Why are you all so noisy?
Oh, congratulations, I guess?
I know, it's awesome. Tiamo also told me that you and Wilbica are witches.
He did? Well then this shouldn't come as a surprise.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm bored. And because your friend interrupted my meditation before I could ask the 13 witches why it's snowing like crazy.
You turn to the 13 witches for such trivial things now. But anyway, if the weather bothers you, why don't you just conjure up some sunshine?
Your sister is the elemental witch among us, but you're giving me an idea.
Is now the time when she finally goes out into the garden and notices that her fancy machine is missing? 3, 2, 1.
What the hell?
Bingo.
How can this be?
What?
The fog machine. It was right here. Did you move it somewhere else?
Why would I? That glorified satellite dish hasn't been moved from its place since even before you repurposed it into a cloud emitter.
Then someone must have stolen it to restart winter. I told you from the beginning that this weather wasn't natural.
Restart winter? How? We used the thing to create fog back when I was a newborn vampire so I could go out by day. It was never intended to summon snowstorms.
And voodoo dolls were originally intended to heal, not cause pain, but someone with sufficient knowledge of magical technology can modify anything.
Do you suspect anyone?
Crabcorn. Who else would do something like this, if not the archenemy of my evil alliance?
I don't know, maybe one of the other 700 archenemies you've accumulated over the years. But why do you even care so much? I have my sunlight reversal cocktail now, we don't even need the fog machine anymore.
That doesn't mean someone else gets to use it to create climatic havoc all over Windenburg. That is my job, and mine alone. I'm going to get my belongings back.
Okay, but could you turn Nate back into a living person before you do that?
He'll turn back by himself eventually.
Come on, Alice. One more attack.
I don't think so. And done. Fatality.
Void beats water every time, Daisy. Even a noob like you should know that.
Doesn't matter, he couldn't have won even with a wind critter. No one beats me at this game. I've been playing it for more than 10 years, for a lack of other meaningful kid activities these days.
So you started when you were a toddler?
Yes, exactly. And I've learned quite a few formidable tricks in the meantime. Do you want to see a real-life void critter?
What? You mean they really exist?
Don't do this to my brother. This poor little soul is already confused enough by our parents brainwashing him into believing in an invisible man in the sky.
Be quiet, Jaden. God is real, and if you don't believe in him, you will go to hell.
See.
Relax. It's just a trick, but you have to turn around. Both of you.
Fine.
You can look now.
Wow, a real-life veiled. How did you do that?
That's a good one indeed.
A magician never reveals her secrets.
It's so cute. Can it talk? Can I touch it?
One more step and I'll rip your head off and shit in your open neck.
I like this little guy.
Little. Look between your legs if you want little.
Alright, that's enough for today.
That was really cool. I don't think any of the Brightchester universities are right for you. They have no study programs for magicians. Do you know any other tricks?
Sure. Wait. Where is my
What's wrong?
wand? It's gone.
Serves you right. I'm telling Mom what your evil creature said to me.
My brother keeps astonishing me. He's only 1 year younger than you. How can there be such a big difference in maturity?
They say girls mature faster at our age. But where did my fucking wand go? I held it in my hand 5 seconds ago.
Perhaps you dropped it. It's easy for things to get lost in the chaos that is this room, especially Daisy's side. Don't worry, it will turn up again.
Welcome to the Family Center Shopping Mall, Mischief. How can I help you?
You know me? Wait, I know you too. Aren't you Barani's daughter? When did you become a criminal?
What do you mean? I just work here alongside school.
But this isn't just a common mall. It's the secret headquarters of Crabcorn, and your boss stole my machine. If you want to do something useful, take me to him.
I've never heard of this criminal organization you mentioned, but if Crabcorn did exist, and if I happen to know anything about them, I'd say they wouldn't need to steal a machine from you, because they're quite the competent engineers themselves. That would actually be a reason to hire me, if I was ever willing to work for them.
True. So far every known crime attributed to Crabcorn has involved robots, hacking, and technology-related sciences in some way. If they needed a machine to create blizzards, they could build one, completely without magic.
Hypothetically speaking, if you had a difficult past with that imaginary crime organization, maybe your experience would lead you to the conclusion that every bad thing that happens must be their doing. But that's not the case here. Your reputation as a troublemaker precedes you, Mischief. Surely you must have other enemies that could be responsible for your current situation.
Yeah, my son suggested something similar, and I'm beginning to think he was right. Looks like I'm barking up the wrong tree. Anyway, just because your boss didn't steal from me this time, doesn't mean he'll get away with it if he ever does. Give him my regards.
I will, if he ever comes into existence and decides to hire me.
Only hypothetically speaking, of course.
What a terrible day to be outside. I barely made it here in one piece.
The things you do for your art.
And for your town. What a lovely garden gnome.
It's my mother's. She collects these, in a way. Can I offer you a drink?
Some hot chocolate would be lovely. Or anything hot to keep ourselves warm in these freezing temperatures.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh no. Keep your sermons to yourself, this is none of your—
I'm not calling to reprimand you. In fact, I thought about your new relationship with the Mamminis and have come to the conclusion that it also serves my purposes. You should become their new best friend, learn as much about them as you can, and report everything back to me.
And what will you do with that information? You're not going to hurt them, are you?
Why so worried all of a sudden? But no, that would be extremely counterproductive. I want them to follow a path I've laid out, and with any luck, they will do so all by themselves. Aya should have started receiving visions from the golden sugar skull by now, thinking it's the 13 witches talking to her. While you're there, you could ask about that.
Sure. Exactly what I've been planning to do. And if they wonder how I know about the sugar skull's special properties, or that Aya has it, I'll just forward their questions to you, alright?
It's not like you to be sarcastic.
Well, it's not like me to spy on the citizens of my town either. I'm a politician, not a Secret Service agent.
You're spying on them?
Mr. Knudsen? Where did you come from all of a sudden? Have you changed your mind about participating in my movie?
Who were you talking to? And where are Tiamo and his mother? They were right here, just a moment ago.
I'm here. The hot chocolate will take another minute. Is anything wrong?
Be careful, Tiamo. She's up to something shady. I overheard her talking on the phone about spying on her citizens.
It's not what it looks like.
What would you say it looks like, Madam Mayor? Care to explain?
Fine. I admit, I didn't just come here today to discuss our project. I'm on a secret mission, so to speak, for a fan of yours who desperately wants your autograph, but is too shy to ask you himself.
That's all.
He also wants to know about some of your favorite things, like favorite drink, favorite TV show, favorite book. You know fans, they appreciate every little thing. And since this one happens to be my friend, I thought I'd spy for him a little, preferably without you knowing. Well, now the cat is out of the bag. Sorry if I came across as creepy or anything.
Tiamo, I'm home. I threatened every single one of the usual suspects with the curse of the Night Wraith if they don't return my fog machine, but apparently none of them took it. Oh, full house.
So you're spying for some socially awkward fanboy, and you are threatening people over a fog machine?
Yeah.
This day is getting weirder and weirder.
And you are getting more and more obnoxious.
What's going on?
I normally don't say this, but they make a cute couple, don't you think?
I think you should stop turning people into garden gnomes just because they annoy you. I was in the middle of solving a mystery.
The mystery of which of the mayor's sons gets to be on top in her porn movie? Since they both look exactly the same, I'd say that doesn't matter.
Nate must have turned back while she was on her phone, and something he heard her say made him think she's spying on us. She came up with an excuse that I'm not sure I buy, so maybe we should be more careful with all things magic in the future.
Or maybe we just take her phone and call back whoever she last talked to. Might even be the one who stole my machine.
Seems unlikely.
Well, that's the thing about spies. You never know who they work for.
Done already?
Yes, I know everything about the Mamminis now. How much do I get for telling you the color of their basement toilet?
I take it they didn't feel like talking to you.
No. But I'll find out who that is, one way or another.
At your current speed, probably not any time in the foreseeable future. No offense.
Looks like the weather is ceasing. We should be able to go out without being swept away by a storm that then turns us into popsicles.
Thank God we don't have to put that theory to the test. Why would we want to go out now?
Well, unless Wilbica was planning to stay overnight, she still has to get home somehow, and I'm not letting a little girl walk halfway through town in the dark all by herself, especially not now with this infamous mischief being on the loose.
Don't worry about that. I would be on my way already if I hadn't lost something.
What did you lose?
My magic wand, made of swirling wood, with a green stone worked into the tip. It's just a toy, but it's really important to me.
I think I can help you there. Come with me.
I really wish our kids would stop playing with wands and watching witch shows on Netflix.
They're children, Aaron. Let them have their fun. It's not like any of them are really witches.
That's it. Where did you find it?
On the living room floor.
But that can't be. I lost it in the boys' bedroom. How did it get downstairs?
Perhaps it has a mind of its own. There's definitely something special about that green stone. Are you sure it's just an ordinary toy?
What do you mean?
You know, I've been thinking a lot about magic lately, but not in the same way as most people do. People have always applied the term magic to things they couldn't explain, until one day they could, and that's how I see it myself. Magic is nothing but an advanced form of applied science, a mostly unexplored way of interacting with one's surroundings. I talked to Jaden about this, the only other person in this household with an open enough mind to consider such thoughts, and he agrees. What do you think?
To be honest, I've never given it much thought at all. But now that you say it, it does sound like a reasonable explanation. I'll think about it, then we can discuss it in depth the next time we meet.
Great idea. I'm looking forward to it. Let my brother-in-law drive you home, and have a nice evening.
You too.
Dr. Donovan.